I know we've had a little bit of craziness this week, just with weather and everything else. Is there anything that anybody wants to just kind of discuss before we get started? No? Perfect. So we have our affiliate wall. Don't forget, if you know anybody who would also want to become an affiliate, if you have any ideas, see me. We would like to add more people to our affiliate wall, but these are really big ones. Always send love, Trifecta Title. They do a lot for us. We love them. Dana, with your mortgage, she's always there to help a hand, even if you don't use her, she'd answer your questions. And we've got a lot of really good ones. Property management's a huge one that we also like to kind of pair with. So just Wildcat Moving, they're sponsoring our bowl. Very amazing affiliates. So that's huge. We want to always make sure that we reach out to them. We use them. We use the benefits of having affiliates. Where's the mark?
They were on a call when I walked by there, so full law, life is easy if you accept that it's hard. Anybody have initial thought?
That's all I have. Wow, that's good.
It is a new one. It is a new daughter.
Wow,
It is.
profound.
Yeah, does anybody have any thoughts they'd like to share on that? Maybe what you think that entails, what it means?
Which is why we have definitions as go around, so that everybody is on the
Yeah.
same page as to what it means this time.
Yes.
Instead of
Bo is gonna be in here to elaborate on that and like give his bowl coachiness to it all. We're not bowl coaches.
That was like
There's 38 of them.
something that's simple but not easy, right?
Success is simple but not easy.
Yeah.
Like the method is there, but the actual execution of it.
So that's kind of. A little bit.
Anybody else have thoughts?
Oh, I think that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. 38.
38. How many were there before?
I don't know. Don't know, I just got here.
Girl. Communities now.
How many was there before, Kristen?
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's what I was thinking, right around 50, 40.
48 or so.
Yep.
And then a big thing too is that we have 38 bold laws and then 10 bold truths that go.
And we only had 8 of the old bolt laws to reuse, repurpose. So all the other 30s, they're new.
Wow.
I want to see Tara walking, so at least we got someone who goes up far behind her.
I think that, it's all in your perspective, and if you look at things in a realistic perspective and not think that it's gonna be easy to describe them. If there's, that it's gonna take some effort, then maybe it's easier. You know what I mean? To expect the effort. And then if it's less effort, then it's extra. I don't know.
I mean, it's a book and no wrong. I will say, I think this law is probably the one that sticks out to me the most, is because when I first got hired, they were asking me in my interview, they kind of wanted me to title my journey. And I titled it hard. Truthfully, I titled my journey hard. It has been a hard journey for me, and I honestly would never take an easy path, because I feel like if I take an easy path, I'm not living my life 110%, which I deserve personally. I'm not, a selfish person, but I also am very big on making sure that I can fill my bucket to help other people's buckets get filled, if that makes sense. So that's just my personal take on it. Does anyone else have any other suggestions on that? We'll come back when I was done with this meeting if we want to keep it.
Well, this is also a good time to share how, so we found out yesterday that those who are registered for Full Bowl actually get access to every week 3 live Zoom calls with Jason Abrams, Cody
Gibson and Gary Keller.
Yeah, and Gary Keller himself on Fridays live.
So how do we access them?
If you're registered for Full Bowl, like you.
So they'll give you.
I don't think I'm not anything.
No,
They
you
just
won't
announced
see
it yesterday.
until Bowl. So the weeks of Bowl is when you'll have access to.
Okay.
And so Cody and Jason will be going over Legion, but then on Fridays is when Gary Keller will be going more in on bold truths and bold laws from that.
And so it's 3 different days. Tuesday is Jason Abrams, Thursday is Cody Gibson, and Friday is Gary Keller. So
Yeah.
3 different days throughout the week, you get 3 different 30-minute live Zoom calls with.
They're actually hour Zoom calls.
Oh, are they? Yeah, I was told 30 minutes.
No,
It was in the chat. That's a really good.
So if you ever wonder what something means, you can
Yeah.
see what Gary Keller thinks of doing something.
That's actually a really, really good call out. I'm so glad you brought that up. That is actually huge itself. That's just an investment into your all's own business, as far as just something else that kind of utilizes with it. You don't have all the hustle and bustle. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. You don't really necessarily go anywhere if you don't want to. But you can still get the benefit and the education from it.
And there are 3 people that you really want to listen.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna.
Yeah.
But yes, no, that's, I mean, 3 people that we absolutely want to hear speak, we want their knowledge. I don't even sell real estate, but I'm gonna be on there, so. Upcoming birthday, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we got all it's coming up, so we're gonna have a few slides of this. We have Chuck, Lisa, Jay, Sarah, Jessica, Tara, Krista, Danielle, Teresa.
Trisha.
I'm that every time. My God. Teresa. I mean, my in-law, it's not you, it's me.
Joe. That says Joe.
Oh, okay, thank you, Joe, Nestor, Tristan, Courtney, Ashley, Jay, Cheryl.
Sammy, Brian, Jason, and Chris.
Thank you, I don't wanna misspell anyone or miss anyone's names now. Go for Lexi.
Anniversaries this month, Jeff Green, Alex Carter, Laura Carpenter, Ashley Spencer, Destiny Darby, Scott Turner, Krista Vasquez, Steve Blair, Courtney Bowling, Justine Broadway, Patrick Arden, Rob Bradley, Jim Cunningham, Jared Sims, and Ashley Smith.
2 things, if you see any of those people, please tell them happy birthday, and it also make sure we tell them happy anniversary. It is huge that we were able to spend years, if not even a year, with some of these agents, so they really invested their time, their energy into Keller Williams, so we really want to show that we appreciate them. And just a big thank you guys, if you're watching. September newcomers, we have got Cody Burton, Stephanie, Melissa. I can't see her name. Holly, thank you, Holly. I knew her last name, and then we also have Chelsea. So we just want to also give a huge congratulations to our newcomers and how important they are for our market center as far as growth, retention, and everything. They mean a huge deal to us. My packers, this is probably my favorite part, not to be biased, but I also love when I see people have when they come across my, the names come across my commission sheets. Tatiana Cack, we have Mike Hatter, who is also Cack, and then we have Sarah Bentley. So not only does she have a birthday, she is Cack, so she's got some pretty big shout outs. This is huge. Anytime you have, you will probably either receive a text or a phone call from me. I want to make your capping huge. That is something personal that I just absolutely adore, and it's probably my favorite part of this meeting.
And if you see Sarah around, I don't wanna get into all of her stuff, but she's had a rough couple months, so if you see Sarah, give her some love, give her a hug. Spend some time with her if you see her.
Give Mike Hatter a hug if he loves it. Tatiana, I will probably love it. I mean, it's so you Tatiana. Yeah, me too. Bucket fills. Does anyone have any bucket fills in this room? I can start with one. I would like to fill Sherry's bucket. I've done that like 7 times, but she really has made my bucket this week, so I just want to say a big thank you to you. I appreciate you more than you will ever know. I know what you like, it's not a big deal, but for me, it was a huge deal, so thank you. Anybody else have any bucket fills that they would like to do this week? We're not leaving for list 3, I mean, it's just because Joseph's not here, or then we get to pass the 3 rule. So,
I can feel yours because I had to send you a private message through Facebook because I didn't have your contact information and you responded immediately.
yeah, actually, I have that muted, so it's kind of weird that I haven't seen that. I don't respond on Facebook Messenger ever, so, but I'm glad that I was able to help, and I'm glad I was able to give you my cell phone, so you can text me anytime you have any problems. One more bucket fill. Anybody
I
have?
have one.
Oh, we got 2 more going.
Well, I just wanna
trifecta. She was awesome and I needed help. I had questions and I needed help and she was available and responsive and followed up and it's still gonna continue helping me with my challenging situation, so
She
thank
is
you.
definitely amazing. We always love our Hey Marie. She comes in clutch every time. She'll help anybody, even if they're our client. That's the beautiful side of Hey Marie.
Yes, Brittany.
I like Bill, how I think that she's just, she goes over and above and
I
has such great energy and she's so, not like, that's not my job, you know what I mean?
Everything we're doing, I agree, like, yeah.
It's amazing, it really is helpful. It's just really helpful. So I appreciate her and her skill level is like off the chart. How about we, so, yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm trying to fill Hallie's bucket every single day, sometimes, I think I would be crazy, but I appreciate that.
Well, I have one. It's Lexi. She helps me out with everything I ask her to help me out with, even if she's in the middle of something. Everything right here.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
You already bucket filled before we move on?
I'm sure I do, I gotta think of something.
You're fine, you just walk in, you can answer one. Okay, so this is our goal, I know how we touched on goal, how if you kind of wanna reiterate to Rosemary and Houston what all they do get with the new goal. The dairy killing,
Yeah, so I think I told Rosemary about it this morning, but when you register for Full Bowl. We found out yesterday that they are now adding an extra 15 hours worth of material outside of the bowl room. 3 separate Zoom calls are hour each. Tuesdays is Jason Abrams. Thursdays is Cody, what's his last name? Gibson, and then Fridays are Gary Keller himself.
Gotcha.
And it's all live, not pre-recorded. You get on the Zoom call for an hour with them, and essentially it's going over lead gen, but more so, Fridays are gonna be more of Gary Keller going in depth about what we discuss in class. So the bold truths and bold laws that we cover that day, he'll go more in depth on.
Sweet.
Also, we have another bucket fill for Hallie from Scott McKenzie.
Oh, I need a his bucket too.
Oh, we
Thank you, Scott, for taking my son to Eastern Kentucky and putting my lockbox on the door.
Thank you, Scott.
I do another one now.
Also, Scott, we had a discussion the other day, and he was very patient with me, so I just kind of want to thank him as far as giving me grace in my learning experience. While we're on the subject of bucket wheels. Yeah, so those 3 Zoom calls are actually very, very huge. I know we keep kind of reiterating them, but that is something that is good as far as development. We want to make sure that you all understand and that you have the links, whatever it may need as far as the resources to get to those classes. If there's any questions surrounding those classes, come talk to me, come talk to Hallie, talk to Lexi. She's not as much in like, I don't even think you get the group chat, do you? Do you get the Baldy's group chat?
Yeah, I'm in the group
Okay.
chat, I'm just not on this email.
Yeah, she's not on like the emails and stuff, but she could still probably answer a few questions. So if you have anything related around those are gonna be your 3 kind of key points to touch with, so that way we can get you answered and squared away.
And first step is Tuesday, so if you aren't registered, come by.
First step is
Or
to
scan there, and you can register, you scan there.
or text me and I will register you. If you're watching this call, text me, I will register you personally. You don't even have to do it, I will do it. If you want to go first step, shoot me a text, we'll get you registered. Lead gen, how would you like to take over for the lead gen? Sure.
Yeah, so, we have some exciting classes coming up, so this Saturday is a lead generation workshop with Trisha, Dustin, and Sheridan. We've already had quite a few RSVPs for that, so it's completely free, we're just utilizing Eventbrite now. So Eventbrite is where basically you fill out your information and it lets us know that you're coming. And we can kind of see who's all coming, and if there's lunch provided, anything like that, we can better prepare. But it's completely free, it's from 9 to 11 on Saturday. So I'll see finds out. Okay. The next one is all things commercial real estate with Brian and Eli, so they're pretty successful, to say that lightly, in commercial real estate. So if anybody's been wondering how to get into it, have questions about it, maybe you've tried it before and you were like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. These are two people that you really need to be talking to and get in a room with, so that'll be next Thursday after team meeting at 1:30. And again, it's free, just scan that link so you can sign up and we can get a head count. Next week in the MC, so on Monday, we have the ALC Culture Committee meeting with Brittany. Those are always fun, so if you're someone who enjoys party planning, Rosemary is also on the committee, she's in here. If you're someone who enjoys like party planning or just having a good time, really just culture in general, so we really try to build an environment that is just fun. And that we build each other up and we, all that good stuff, so read the culture things and we'll know. But yeah, so Brittany heads that up and we're trying to plan a salsa night coming up soon, so more info will come out soon, but if you wanna be involved in that, really encourage you to come out to that meeting.
Salsa and like finger dance.
So.
I was seeing some tomatoes in my head, I'm not gonna lie, like.
I'll say a word about that. So salsa is gonna be November 2nd. It's gonna be held here. We're gonna have about 4 salsa dance instructors, so it's gonna be actually a salsa happy hour. So we're gonna have music, we're gonna have margaritas that I might probably make myself. And they're gonna teach, they're gonna dance, we're gonna have a lot of fun, and I wanna talk to you about maybe doing Eventbrite. Is that a possibility, that we can kind of get in on that?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm gonna start, was gonna make a video yesterday with all that garb on. And that was the whole intent about wearing that whole bright shenanigans. And but I will start making videos once a week, twice a week. To promote that, so you'll start seeing that a lot, well, with a lot of Latin music.
Well, if anybody wants to be involved in that and wants to
I'm a
start.
big margarita person, but I think I'm gonna try Rosemary's margarita.
Oh,
I think it would be extra good. Tuesday is first step to bold, so yes, bold does cost, but first step does not, it is free. And also, if you are someone who is interested in a bold scholarship, can't stress this enough, you have to be at first step. You have to be registered and you have to attend. That is part of the requirement, so if you've already applied for your scholarship, or you're interested in scholarships, just know you can plan to be there next Tuesday. And if you are not signed up for scholarships, but still interested, get with me or Lexi and we can point you in the right direction. Wednesday, nothing, but there's a panel. Sunday. Then next Thursday is Pi Day launch at team meeting, so Pi Day is fun every year. I say that not ever being here for Pi Day, but I've heard it's fun. So keep that in mind, and then of course, the commercial class. And then we also have the Agent Productivity Zoom with Matt Teeter and Brian Martin. They're $1 million coaches with coaching alone, not just all the other side things they do, so take advice from them, it's free, it's 30 minutes, utilize that. The Zoom link is on the website, awcommonwealth.com.
Can I ask you a question about, what is Pi Day? Are we bringing pies?
I feel like you might be the most fit,
I can, yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
Look at the room. So Pi Day, it's a great like client event that we do every year. Gosh, I think last year we bought like $6,000 worth of pie from Costco. It was like 400 something pies.
Took like 6 vehicles or something like
Yeah,
that.
so basically, we'll allow you all to kind of just get an idea of your database if you wanna purchase pies for your clients. I'll have a running total that I'll keep and invoice back to you, so we'll order all of them, we'll organize it, we'll bring it here and get it set up for you, so you just show up. And the clients will come basically all day on Pi Day, pick up pies, Brittany's done it, Donna's done it, Sherry's done it. It's typically a pretty good event. You guys enjoy it?
I love it. Hi.
Yeah.
Then we gotta make
Yeah, you'll find clients who are like, "What's pie?" They love it, so, it's just a really fun day at the Market Center, there's tons of people here, tons of pie, people come in and out, it's a very high energy day. But, we will organize a lot of that back end, and so we'll get some marketing out to you all, get a link out, so we can start collecting orders.
Yeah, to clarify, Pi Day is not next Thursday, it's just the
That's just where we're gonna start.
start of like giving you all the material stuff. Pi Day won't be until believe the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, like that week,
Okay.
is when they come and pick it up.
So we'll call it Holiday launch.
Yeah, so launch, different than like day.
Yeah, we'll start getting-
Like day,
Yeah, we could launch a pie and whoever we wanted to do. Yeah.
Makes sense. It's a lot of fun.
You know.
So excited about pie day, let's just all bring pie next Thursday. Pie potluck.
Listen, so my opinion, when Kristen first mentioned Pi Day, was I was like, oh, like, 3.14.
Oh my God. They're meant for each other.
That's what
That's a Tristan thought too.
And Saturday, happy Saturday. And then Career Night is happening, October 17th, so if you know somebody who is interested in becoming a realtor. Or has been working on it and they're studying for exams, whatever it may be. Have them come on October 17th, Lexi puts on a great one, there's dinner provided. And yeah,
No, there's not.
the potluck.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, so
The change of money.
we're changing it to where there is food provided. And at 6 o'clock is career night, so you're gonna hear more details about how to become a real estate agent, all that good stuff. And then at 7 o'clock is the Kramer session, which is basically an hour-long study session with people who are working on towards their life. So yeah, get with Lexi if you need more details on that, and
If you know anybody who's interested, has questions, that's actually a really good day for them to kind of do a little meet and greet, get some things answered, how difficult is it for the process, financially, how expensive is it for me to start my real estate company? You get a lot of that information from her, so anybody who's just even curious about it, send them our way, let us talk to them, let us see if that's a career venture they're even considering as an option.
also before I get off here, I'll go on to the slide. So today there's a little mishap, but we are no longer using Zoom, so that's good to know. We're using Zoom to live stream on YouTube. It's way easier for instructors to use, so it's a little bit more friendly for them to go between windows, there is no passcode anymore, which was a big thing. So today there was kind of a mishap on my end, so that's all good, but going forward, there will be no more hopping into the Zoom for team meetings or classes, just YouTube.
If you don't know how to find it, come see me, I wanna make sure everybody has the accommodations to get to our classes.
And I've also posted it in the internal, and I'll post it again today, just so everybody has that, but it's just the YouTube channel, Keller Williams Cotton, like just her name. You can search it in YouTube, it'll pop up, all that good stuff, and it's also a great way that you can go and watch back classes more easier too, so. It's just a lot more user friendly on all ends, so, yeah, if you have any questions about that, just come find me and I can help you get where you need to go.
Mike, just to walk in, congratulations on Kathy, you missed your moment a second ago, but I still want to get to this.
Yeah.
So, we had a lot of changes in the market center, so we kind of just want to keep reiterating what everyone's role here is. Joseph's role is growth, if you have any questions as far as like anything related to your business, that's who you're gonna see. If you think you're struggling, if you think that you're excelling and you like this, and you wanna do a trial and error kind of thing, that's the frame you're gonna wanna pick.
Also, if you know anybody who wants to be an agent here,
I was gonna say,
send them to him.
yeah, anybody who, it ain't, send them to career, I send them to him if you know an agent who's already, active and they're. They want to switch agencies, whatever the case is, just come and talk to us. We'll definitely schedule a meeting, we wanna be able to give everyone a great amount of time. I am money, and my money, I'm commissions, I am escrow checks, I am anything like that, if you're not sure, if you see something that looks a little off, contact me. I'll be honest, a lot of times emailing me is the easiest, just because I have so many people, it kind of holds me accountable, and that's the only thing. You could call and text me, that's fine, I typically look at my email more to make sure I'm getting what I need to get done in the day, but I usually try to get through to everybody. Do not feel bad if you're like, I don't wanna blow me up, it's okay, I don't mind. Social media, training calendar, Canva trainings. I mean, we were talking earlier, Hallie wears a whole lot of different hats, but her kind of main key job for it is our social media page. making sure our training calendar is correct, making sure that you all have any resources you need if you do a class. So if you even are thinking of hosting a class or you have an idea, if you want to schedule one of these office spaces, that's who you're gonna kind of seek out, will be Howie. That doesn't mean she doesn't wear a whole lot of hats, obviously, but that is.
Just email me, it's gonna be way easier,
Same
so
day.
just email me. Instead of walking by and saying, hey, can you help me with this? Chances are, I'm a very forgetful person, like seriously, it's bad. Forget my car keys in my house all the time. But just email me or even text me if you do have my number, just text me and let me know.
Oh, her email, right this, by the way, it is not Hallie, so if you go to type in Hallie, and you don't automatically, produce it, so. She is spread this 958. No, 958, I do that every time. Email her, she will answer back to you. Lexi, she is our command, our new licensed woman, if you have any issues around any of those, you come see us, if you know somebody who's considering, real estate as a career path. Please come together, see what she can do to help them in that process. Sometimes she can save them some money in the process too. She knows some workarounds for that. What was it that, like a reimbursement that you know how to do for like to help us with our license and stuff?
So, well, no, we just do a reimbursement program. We were supposed to have a slide, but I think we forgot to put it up. I know we've talked about this before, but it is officially happening. We are not offering Kaplan to students anymore. There were issues with the fail rate coming out of Kaplan being scary high. To the point where, I think we're doing a disservice by giving them Kaplan because they're taking the test 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times and still not passing. At that point, they might as well put money into a course that was actually gonna help them pass their test. We've made kind of a decision based on some factors that we're seeing in our students coming out of the different programs to no longer offer Kaplan. In exchange for that, like, we're not just gonna be like, forget about you. We're doing a reimbursement program, so they pay for their school, they go through the licensing process, they come in, they onboard. On their first 2 transactions that they close, they will get reimbursed up to a total of $500. So $250 on the first transaction, $250 on the second transaction to cover that cost of classes. In the state of Kentucky, you can get classes much cheaper than $500. So, I promise what we're offering will cover the cost of the classes in the long run. So, if you have anybody out there that you've already told about the free classes, we will honor that. At the end of this month, I do not have the ability to register any more students for Kaplan. So please stop talking about Kaplan, just so we don't have people coming in a couple of weeks asking me to sign them up for a free course that I can't sign them for. So that's kind of just what we ask for that.
And also, if you have any legal advice, any broker questions, I'll be honest, like Bo has so much knowledge in his brain. That he's a really good resource to have if you have questions regarding some of the more serious things, such as your legal questions, such as like anything to do that. Maybe some of us may not know. He's been in this industry for a long time. He's pretty well versed. I like to kind of say he's like the end all. You just, if you don't know, we're broke it, but he usually can help us kind of guide everybody in the right direction. Also, we have a
Special guest.
yes.
This is Shannon Selig, so she is going to be hosting our business planning clinic at the end of this month on October 30th. It is going to be pretty much all day. She will elaborate on the times and such and give you more insight into who she is, what she's all about. But yeah, we're really lucky to have her at the end of this month, and we're hoping you all take advantage of this opportunity to work with her. Yeah, we're gonna get her started here.
What am I doing?
Help me get her up here.
Oh. Sure. Yeah. All right, Jane, can you hear us all right?
I can hear you guys.
All right. Sweet.
Can you see me? Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Hi, everyone. I can see you from a distance. I can't see everyone that's in the room, but I'm so excited to be with you. I'm actually coming to you from France today. So it is actually 6:30 at night for me here. And I'm so excited to be coming back over the pond to be with you on October 30th. So I know you guys are in for some amazing things with Bold. And I've got to say, that is the best course you can take in your life. I've taken it 8 times in the US and 2 times in France, and it is unbelievable. It's changed my life. So I'm going to bring you guys the second best thing you can do for your business and your life, which is Business Planning Clinic. So a little bit about me briefly. I started as an agent in Nashville, Tennessee at 23 years old. And I kind of fell into real estate because my mom is in real estate. And so she convinced me to join Keller Williams. And then I became the productivity coach of that market center and then grew up in the system to become team leader in a market center in Maine, where I grew us to over 500 agents and number 3 in profit. And well, my phone rang and it was the team in France. And they said to me, hey, would you ever consider coming here and helping us? And well, I didn't speak that much French at the time, but I said, why not? I'm open to challenges. And so I packed my bags, sold my house, and moved to France 5 years ago. And I actually helped the France team open 16 offices in 2 years before deciding to return to my love, which is teaching and coaching. And so that's when I got back in touch with a guy named David Huffaker out of Nashville, who I actually started at Keller Williams with over 14 years ago. And we decided to partner together in coaching and training. And so I'm coming to see you guys in just about a month to teach Business Planning Clinic. Now, Business Planning Clinic is all about setting up next year for success, right? Bold is about getting results and being into action. And Business Planning Clinic is about, okay, how do I structure my business to make sure that I can maximize things into 2025? Now, I've been an agent. I've been in business. I've been doing this for over 15 years. My mom still runs a mega team out of the main office, and David and I partner because David, if you guys don't know him, he runs a mega team that's number 5 in all of Keller Williams' system, and they are tracking to do more than 10 million in GCI this year, like they did last year as well. And so we've made a lot of mistakes. We've done a lot of things well. We've done a lot of things poorly. And one thing that has helped us through all of it is the model, right? Is having that model to guide us. Now, I have coached and worked with agents at all different levels. So you might be saying, I don't want to do 10 million in GCI. I just want to add another 10 or 20 deals this year. Well, I'm going to help you do that. So we're going to spend the entire day together and we're going to workshop. So we'll start at 9 a.m. and we'll go till about 4. We might get out a little bit earlier depending on your questions and your needs. We'll have, of course, breaks in the morning, break for lunch, and a break in the afternoon. And the goal is to really work through the different models to set up a plan for 2025. So the reason really you guys should be there is so that you take the time with me in the day to really work through that plan. So that way you're not kind of playing catch up next year. So I'm super excited to be there. If you have any questions, feel free to shout them out, or you guys can contact us via message. So that way we can get those questions answered. And I'm so excited to be with you guys.
Thanks, Shannon. So does anybody have any questions for her before she pops off, anything like that?
When is she coming again?
October 30th.
Okay, gotcha.
And what was the times for that again, Shannon?
Yep. So we'll start at 9 a.m. until 4. And you guys are going to start getting a lot of messages from me. So that way you'll have my email as well if you have any other questions. And you'll have all of those reminders so that you don't miss out.
So if Joseph was here, he would be lecturing you all on models yet again. So it's really important that you all plan to be there and really consider it and take it seriously because it's going to help you set up 2025 for success. Just following all the playbook and really just educating yourself on it all and building your business on it. We say all the time of how that is important for you all. And so this is your chance to learn from someone who really does know it all and can help you learn too. So yeah. Does anybody have any questions for her? No, we good?
Are there materials or do we need to bring something?
They asked, are there materials or
Yes.
bring anything?
Yes, so once you register, so you'll be getting info, you can go ahead and register. And then as soon as we have the list about a week out, I'll be sending out some pre-work materials and then we'll also have workbooks. So you'll get all of that about a week before the class with what you need to bring.
Awesome, sounds great, and she'll be sending out Eventbrite links, just like how we're using Eventbrite. You'll get one for this business planning clinic as well, so make sure you register. Well, thank you, Shannon, we appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your meeting and I'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you. I'm gonna go sit down.
I think he's in a meeting right now.
Yeah. Fun fact about Shannon Selig, she is an international singer. Fun fact. I found that out. Yeah.
I haven't told her yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah, she's a singer. She professional vocalist. So not only is she like a big girl boss in real estate, she has some pipes, so. I mean, I this is on YouTube forever, so.
No, I have nothing to say that's going to even compare to what he's going to say as far as motivating you guys. We've heard from Shannon, we've heard from Bo, we've heard from everybody, especially when it comes to Bold. That's probably what he's doing. He is also a vocal coach, so he has things that he's getting ready to start doing. Bold is for your business. I understand that like some people may think it's repetitive and we keep repeating that it's all new and that we rewrote it. It is crucial to your business. The top agents that we have that have invested their time, their energy, their money has seen results. I want everybody to reap the benefit of results. If for some reason it's financially struggling and you're not able to, come see us. We want to be able to get you in for a scholarship. We want to see all of our agents there. We want to watch all of your all's business grow.
Can I say,
Please.
I think everybody in here's heard my speech.
Well, speech it, I don't know if I have.
Speech it.
Well, so I was with Coldwell Banker for years and, you know, I knew it just wasn't. There was no training, there was no nothing, you were just kind of on your own. We had an agent that was real dishonest, it was acted as the broker, it was a mess. But anyway, I came here and took Bold and my business tripled, literally. So it really is great. I just.
Well, thank you, Mike.
So,
I know everyone thinks that like we're actually trying to sell them on this class. It's your business. You have to do how it with it, what you would like. I just want to see everybody reap benefit. If we have scholarships, let's take advantage of it.
And even the leadership team is gonna be students with you guys, like, we're not just standing there like, okay, get you in the room, like, we're participating too because we see the value. So it's not. Yes, yeah.
My husband probably knows more about Bold than some of our agents here, because I'm that excited that when I go home, I'm like shaking our kitchen table, like, we're just a few more weeks away from Bold, and he's like, I don't even know what that is. You never mentioned Bold until 30 days ago. And he's like, that's all I hear now. But it's because I really am so excited for the benefit that I'm going to receive personally from it. I really personally believe I'm going to receive some form of benefit that's going to benefit you guys, and that's what I'm excited for. Next, we'll go to our beautiful Anne-Marie. Oh, I don't know if you know that this is beautiful, something a little different, so we really want to kind of give her a moment and let her explain exactly what she's doing. Trying to get back off her area, and so this is going to be maybe something that she keeps up with. We're gonna kind of see it's in the test group trial, so you could give Anne-Marie your focus. Anne-Marie, I hate to tell you, but our camera's here, and just reading the table. Just leave it. Okay, it's all right. Okay, it's not fun. We want to show your beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. I want to show it all.
Here, we'll also take a photo.
This year, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Alright. I'll do it. You can post it. You're amazing, Lexi, I'm down without you.
Oh.
There you go. Hi, everybody.
Okay, so, I thought, how can I give back to agents that trust Trifecta, what's the name of their business? And, so what I'm gonna do every month is for agents that, send us orders, their names gonna go, every order, their name's gonna go into a giveaway. And at the end of the month, we're gonna draw and okay, yeah, gift basket. So every month is gonna be a new theme. So this was autumn, it could be Thanksgiving, or it could be closer to Christmas theme. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But, yeah, that's what, I just wanna give back and appreciate, but it gives us an opportunity. And, or to be just another option for your clients to have, so, and giving back to the agents here in Keller Williams. So I appreciate all of you that are interested in Trifecta, those of you that have asked questions with Trifecta and Smith Business, and just in general, all of you guys, you've been great to work with, and I enjoy every one of you. So, yeah, so if you're interested, you can use this, as a closing gift for yourself, for your clients, for a birthday gift, Christmas gift. Maybe not this one, but yeah, or you could just try to add up as many you get back as you can, and you'll have all your gifts for friends and programs. Yeah, did anybody have any questions?
So my silly question, what sets you outside of other title companies for our market center? Do you?
Well, so we're called Trifecta because it's quality, speed, and communication. Communication is my strong point. It's, I will get back with you the same day that you contact me. Of course, if you contact me at 5 o'clock, it will be the next day. But I'm gonna try to find an answer for you within, by the end of the day, if not sooner. So, and I don't mind anybody asking questions, even if you don't go through Trifecta, of course I want you to, you're more than welcome to ask me questions on anything. So communication is our strong point, it's really what we strive for.
Communication in my opinion is key.
Right, and I'm here too, I mean, if you can't reach me.
And you get your commission check same day, I mean, that's nice for me, so I don't know.
Oh, yes, the pay at the table option, yes, you guys have, Bruce heard of the pay at the table option. Okay, have you heard of it?
I have not.
Okay, so what it is it's literally, you get your commission check, physical check at the closing table, instead of having to get the broker check, you put in a little black box, and then Lexi deposits it.
Gotcha.
So it's just an option, another option that you have, I know that some agents prefer to do it right around Christmas time. Because there's a delay, they can just screenshot it or send it mobile deposit, and then you got your money right in there. So, yeah, that's what we do differently. I don't know of any title companies that do that right now. So that sets us apart from the rest. Does anybody else have any questions?
I do. Do you have anything that you could give us, a PDF or something of, or a brochure that explains what title is and what title insurance is?
Absolutely.
And then the amounts that it costs the consumer.
I can do that. Yeah, I have a document that states what lender's insurance is, what, owner's title insurance is, why it's important. So I can go ahead and next, if you want one now, just come into my office and I can give it to you.
I think it would be really good to have it and upload it into Dotloop so we can put it in our buyer's pack.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I love that. Really good feedback, really appreciate it. Yeah, great, guys. So, yeah, if you have any more questions, just, where I am. And I think most of you have my phone number. Yeah, awesome, thank you.
And I will try to make this quick just because I know we are gonna get in toward the end of our time. I wanna be mindful of your all time. I appreciate you all coming here today. Do we have any inventory, any listings, anything that you guys wanna shout out? See if you don't see, if we have another agent who has people looking to buy us? Anybody have anything that they want to shout out for inventory?
I have a farm in Winchester, it's right on where the OVAC bypass ends in Urban Road. The farm itself is 38 acres and it has a barn on it and some fencing, but it needs to be bush hog fed. But the location is excellent. It's 550,000. There is a house that will be on the market. It's listed, but they're doing some work to it. But it'll be at 385 and it's a really nice house. It just needs some work.
Okay, how many?
So it's a
acres was
separate
it?
track.
Like,
It's
sorry,
two tracks. They bought it together, but it is still two. It's 5 acres with the house. And then the remaining balance in the house, it's got some new things, but the floors need to be redone and everything. But yes, it can be bought separately right now.
Anybody else have anything? I know you asked how many acres. How many acres was the farm?
It's 38.
We're gonna put all this on our Facebook page, so if you're wondering, we wanna make sure that all the.
Yeah,
acres see
the
it.
house, like I said, is not this exclusive, but so we can talk about it.
Does anybody else have anything?
I've got a little 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, needs a little bit of fixing up in Winchester. But it's under 170, so it's pretty nice.
How many bathrooms?
One,
I'm gonna have a building lot for sale on right on the line at Paris and Fayette line. The house caught on fire. It was on the news a few weeks ago.
I don't know if you're looking at these, like, or but like I feel like you are.
That's a first for me. That's my first fire. That's taking this long.
Is there any restrictions?
No.
What's the price?
We're working on that. It's a good size lot. I would think around 40. I don't think it'll be that much.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about that.
Where is it at?
It's Briarville Road, which is beautiful. Oh, no. It's a really beautiful area, horse industry.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. You gotta take, you gotta tear the brick and stuff out.
Anybody else have anything that they came up with in the last week, month, but since we've done this? I don't think we did inventory last week, that's why I'm thinking back.
Did you say it was in Fayette?
It's right on the line. It's kind of weird. It has it's a little confusing. It has a Paris address, but if you call Fayette County, they say that's definitely 100% in Fayette County. So, I used the Lexington address for it.
how
It
many
has
are
both.
lot?
It has both. Mhm.
Cause you're clever like that.
Yeah,
How big is the lot?
it's probably like right at like 1.2 acres, something like that. Of course, we have some interest already. It's like, when they called on fire, buddy, they just came out of the woodwork. Had a ton of showings. It was not ready to be a fire sale. I think so. It's gonna happen fast.
Has it been,
Come on, you wanted to say that, Chris, come on.
has the house been removed? Or-
No, that's what I'm saying. You will have to do that, but
Okay.
I'm gonna go out there today and take a look at it, but I think it's. I think it's pretty much. Gone.
My husband has an excavator and he's starting to tear down houses.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, now we're right
I'm real quick, so before we get out of here, cause it's already 2:40. No, it's not. So. Something from the field that I want to share with you guys today. So had an agent, wrote a deal, sent it in, right? But before they sent their deal in, they checked box number 1, right? Cooperative compensation agreement, sent the cooperative compensation agreement. The agent said, hey, no problem. We usually take care of those when you submit your offer. Okay. Yes, we are paying a commission, 3%. It's all good, right? So they send over compensation agreement, they get that story, no problem, they send the offer, they send the compensation agreement, and they go, yeah, we'll get right to that. And then they don't, and then a couple more days go by, right? Then they send the offer back and they accept it, still haven't signed the cooperative compensation. Right? So now we've got several pieces of documentation where they're talking about, yes, we're gonna pay that. Yes, we're paying 3, it's all in it, right? It's all in all this text, got it in an email. But we don't have the cooperative compensation agreement signed, right? So here's the deal. if you're sending over the cooperative compensation agreement and they're saying they're gonna play ball, but yet you don't think they are, check box 2 and send that over. You with me? Because box 1 specifically references the cooperative compensation agreement. So rather than send your offer without having that, right, you do realize you're leaving it a little bit up in the air, right? We're leaving that a little bit up in the air. Always get that cooperative compensation agreement signed prior to submitting your offer. You're just verifying it was probably a conversation. 100 times, 98 times, it goes fine, because that's the first one I've had, and they're still chasing to get that cooperative compensation agreement. I feel all covered because of the email and the text messages and the correspondence that says it, right? And I think we're gonna be okay.
So what's the
And yet,
difference between 1 and 2?
okay, so in number 1, they're basically saying that the seller, excuse me, the broker is going to pay the commission because they've listed the property for 6%. Just like we always did, right? So they've listed it for 6%, and they're agreeing to give 3 of their 6 to the agent that brings the buyer, and there's a successful closing. The way we verify that is with a cooperative compensation agreement, which is a secondary form that we send prior to, and they go, yep, 3% for you, right? And then we send our offer and we're taking care of. That's 1. Number 2, the seller is paying the commission. And what that looks like is there's no cooperative compensation agreement. All we're simply going to do is send over our offer, check box 2, and put 3%. It comes out of the seller's net. Right. Every one of you in here are going, what did I miss? Because doesn't that get us to the same place, right? Yes, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, is the seller's net going to be? Yes. But it's the difference between the disclosure of the commission and everything else like that. So it's a different way to do it. Because some agents, you're going to call and say, Mike, hey, you're paying a cooperative you're paying a commission on that deal? What do you got there for me? Mike, here's what I'm going to tell you. Go ahead, send over your offer with a request of whatever you and your client have negotiated, and we'll take a look at it. Some companies are actually advertising they don't pay cooperative commission. And all they're saying, they're not saying they want you to sell the house for free. What they're saying is include it in your offer, right? It'll be negotiated along with the other terms. Now, what you cannot be afraid of is looking your customer in the eye and saying, hey, we agreed on 3, they're paying 2.5. So at closing, you're going to need to pick up that other half a percent, right? You're going to have that conversation. You also don't have to feel like because they counter back and say we're only paying 1, that you have to take 1. You can look at your buyer and say, well, we agreed on 3, and Mike, you told me you guys didn't have the extra money, so we agreed that we were going to have the seller pay it. And in this case, it doesn't look like they want to. That's okay. There's a lot of other great houses out there, and I'm sure we're going to find one that works for you. No, don't get caught up in oh my gosh, I'm keeping them from buying the house. Oh my gosh, I'm impeding their ability. Oh my gosh, I'm not being fiduciary. So that's not the case, right? Remember, you don't pay closing costs and prepays for every client that you have. Why not? I mean, if you did, would it make it easier for them to buy the house? Yeah, absolutely it would. But we're not expected to do that. We're not expected to do the latter either, right? So your commission is another term and condition of the transaction, just like the price they offer, right? The concessions they ask for, it's all the same. Your commission's right in there if you go with number 2, and they're going to explain it to them, right? And I will tell you this: I sign 12 of those things a day. And there's another 12 to 15 that aren't using the cooperative compensation agreement, right? So business out there is just rolling. I mean, it's going. You guys have adapted. Everyone is playing. This was a little bit different because it was outside our area, right? Ancillary board, right? And this agent, felt like the conversation was enough, right? They thought the conversation was enough because guys, we got other boards out here that aren't members of Bluegrass. We got brokerages out there working where the only board they're a member of is my state MLS. Anybody? I mean, I'm a member. I mean, but that's out there. Those things are out there. So protect yourself, right?
You know what, the crazy thing about it is that it was always the seller paying it because there's 2 separate checks. It never comes to you and you pay the other broker. And that kind of
Yeah, and you're, and right there, Sherry has hundreds of millions of dollars were spent. And Sherry just cut through it all in about a minute. Yes, here's the problem, right? The problem is the Supreme Court ruled that the buyer is actually paying all the commission because they're the only one bringing money to the table. So even if your seller packs it in, adds it in, takes it out of whatever it is, the reality is the whole deal is happening because that buyer is showing up either with money or they're showing up with an approved mortgage. So when they did that, and again, this, you gotta remember, they went after us to get money. I mean, you understand it's a cash grab. Is that right? I mean, we can say that, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars to basically because someone felt like, man, we can win this thing and get paid. Right? And the other part of it is we probably didn't help ourselves when we used to tell buyers, hey, we're free. So when we went from free to then paying everything, we didn't have anywhere to go, right? But just be mindful of that. If they're not gonna sign that cooperative compensation agreement or they start giving you the runaround, just say, hey, no problem, I'll just I'll resend it, checkbox 2 and shoot it over, right? Because that cooperative compensation agreement is in there in the verbiage, number 1. And some agents are like, hey, I got an email from them, I'm good to go. Yeah, but you're not, that's not the letter of the contract, right? So just anyways, hey, I share a lot of stuff with you guys. That was just something that was kind of, you know, we've all got the, oh, we'll send it, Donna. It's coming right over. And then all of a sudden a week goes by and 4 conversations and now you're thinking, they're not gonna send it. Oh my gosh, you know, am I in harm's way? You would not work with a FSBO without buttoning up your commission. So 1 or 2, whichever one you like. And I have a lot of agents that just like number 2 because it's super simple, right? It's coming out of the seller's part. Number 2, you realize it's more like what we used to, right? And it's kind of move forward. But haven't had any deals come fracturing apart because the buyer didn't have the money or couldn't pay the difference or anything else like that. So. And here's a last tip of the day, and I know you guys can get out of here. The buyer's rep agreement, there is no reason to have one of those signed for less than 3%. There just isn't. Because if you go on a listing and they're offering 3 and you've agreed to 2, you only get 2. You go out there and you sign your rep agreement for 3 and they're doing 2.5, you're fine. You can make a decision what you're going to do with your client. But 3% is just, yeah, just put it in there and you got to do it. And we're seeing them. I'm telling you, these things are hitting my desk and they've all got 3%, not all of them, but I mean, 95%, 98% probably got 3%. So just keep that in mind. A lot of you in here I've talked to, we've had conversations on this stuff. It's running out there. Everyone's running to play. There's some agents that aren't running to play. They're wondering like, what am I gonna, they're still wondering what they're gonna do. And I can tell you this, the market and the agents are just stepping over those people. The ones that have adopted, and I think our brokerage has adopted really, really well, are right, they're the ones right in the business. Some people are still sitting at home, wondering what to do. I didn't even call me, it doesn't even work for us. I just know, they're like, man, what are we gonna do? I'm like, bro, we've been doing it for 4 months. What do you mean? What are we gonna do? Where are you at? What are you doing? No, I'm still sitting there reeling from the NAR selling. We're like years past that, you know?
No, and I have a little bit of an issue because I'm trying to, I guess, get it straight in my mind, because the way that the listing contract's worded. We used to put 6% regardless. I mean, you know, there wasn't really a difference.
Put more sometimes.
Yeah, so on the original list contract, it was 6%. I mean, that's just what I usually would do. And then on the input sheet, we would have the 3% to the selling office, right? And that's kind of the norm, that's why we did it for years. Well, now it basically says that there's 2 separate lines, so you're gonna pay the broker, the selling listing broker, whatever percent. And then there's the line that says the seller will pay the buyer's broker. So if we were to put in like 6% there, then that would be an easy way to say the broker is paying the seller's still paying the 6%. The broker is paying the buyer's agent, but the way that I write it up now, I separate it. Cause I want to be clear that,
3 and 3?
yeah,
Yeah. Is everyone else writing 3 and 3?
so that would be a number 2. So that's where I think we need to get really clear on how are we gonna fill these out.
Well, that 3 and 3 is still gonna be number one. It's still gonna be number one.
No, it's not, because the way that it's worked now, it's not. It says listing agent, the seller will pay the listing agent. Broker.
Oh, you're talking about the exclusive right to sell again, sorry.
Yes.
I'm daydreaming.
But that's what I'm saying, it doesn't match up, if you mark it separate, you don't put the 6%.
I'll pull it up, okay, people want to.
You know, on your listing contract, it
Yeah.
doesn't say 6 or 3, and then, because basically, that's 2 separate commissions. And you can't say on the purchase contract that the broker's gonna pay if you mark the seller's gonna pay it.
Yeah, no, you've gotta pick one. You've gotta pick one, and when you make that,
You're not, what I'm trying to tell you is, when I do a listing contract, I believe that if we're gonna say that the listing broker is gonna pay, that we're gonna answer that question, yes, the broker's gonna pay 3%, not the seller, the broker is.
Yeah.
The seller's gotta give us 6%,
correct,
so we can pay them 3, that's the first line item.
yeah,
So technically, that needs to match. If we say the seller's gonna pay the buyer's broker 3%, then it needs to be a number 2 every time. Are you following?
number 2 on your
On
offer.
the purchase contract.
On the purchase contract, yeah, here's the toughest thing though, we don't know, we don't know enough about, when we're writing that purchase agreement up, right? If we had that, it's back to that conversation, right?
I'm just saying that what we tell them.
Yeah.
So like if we know that it says 6%, then yes, you're gonna pay the other.
Yeah, the seller is offering, right, a commission, or you can say, as a brokerage, we are cooperating and paying a 3% to the list side. See, and what we see more often than not is the seller's agent playing it a little close to the vest, because they know there are agents that will sell houses for 2, and then they'll keep 4. Right? Or give their seller a discount and look like a hero, right? Hey, they only wanted 2, we did 6, I'm getting 3.
If that was the case, we should just list it for whatever we want, if it's 3, 4, whatever it is, we should just list it that way and forget about the buyers.
Yeah, it's up to you, you've got that option, yeah, I personally think if we're all sitting around chatting, right? Don't you think more agents probably have a little more anxiety where they've got to write an offer, they don't know what they're gonna get paid? Don't you think that if everybody probably likes that number 1, I send it over and Krista shoots it back and says, heck yeah, 3%. I mean, that feels so good, so there's some benefits to doing it that way. There's an extra step for that buyer's agent and the listing agent to execute that cooperative compensation form, and yet that probably feels better, right? Deep breath, because when you get that answer, well, we're not actually paying anything. If you like commission, you need to include it. Oh, well, that doesn't feel very. If I were a listing agent, I would probably do it one way. It might be different than the way that you do it, right? I can tell you this
I
because
just think there's loopholes in it. I think that if, an attorney wants to get hold of it and pair it up, they can figure out.
well, the good news is long before it ever goes to an attorney, it's going to go over there to arbitration. And they're gonna work it out, and it always gets worked out there, and because they will make a decision, if you don't like it, then you can go hire an attorney and sue everybody, but at the end of the day. Commission disputes, head on over to Regency Road, and I can tell you this, they see that contract in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's actually a good contract. I can tell, I've seen Indiana's and Ohio's, Ohio, no. Indiana is probably gonna move theirs more toward ours, but that number 1 and number 2 that ties right to that listing agreement, 1 and 2, it's pretty easy, and then a buyer's rep agreement, right? Which comes in, I mean, it's a trifecta, right? I mean, it fits together nicely. Cause the new contract that they rolled out prior to NAR, everything stayed the same. All they did was at line 64 or whatever, that's where they put that piece in there, so. I think the agents that adopted the new contract are way more, I think they're ahead of the game. Because we got agents now working, and this is in our community, we got agents right now that are working to learn that new contract. Only because it got shoved down their throat because it's the one that's got the commission stuff in.
Yeah.
Right, so those early adopters, everybody will get there, right? I wanna say that, everybody's gonna get there. And yeah, I think the agents that adopted the new contract, we still have agents out there in the market that are asking for a copy, asking for the legacy contract. Legacy contract, please. Yeah, and I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking like. But. We gotta do it now.
What's the legacy contract?
What's
the old-
contract?
That sounds strong.
Yeah.
Legacy contract sounds, oh my gosh, absolutely, that's fantastic.
Fancy.
Yeah, legacy contract.
Tanner came in and we spent like 3 hours, and I mean, I pulled them all out. And I went over all 3, and I said, I'm gonna make it super easy for you.
Yeah.
This line, and this line basically have to match.
Yeah.
And I explained it just the way you explained it to
Well,
me.
you're writing it in, on the old contract, you gotta write in all that commission and hope you wrote it in correctly, hope you've got good verbiage that you're
And I'm
going to
like,
use.
If I understand you correctly, the way you explained it, just to make sure I'm explaining it right. If you write number 1, you've called and they've said a percentage, they've said the number. Number 2 means they.
Well, remember, and also with number 1, you sent
And you
over
sent
an agreement,
an agreement with the cooperative.
document that
That's right,
conversation.
and that goes together.
Yep.
So number 2 means they said yes, but they haven't said a word, they haven't said a number and you don't know, so it's you.
We're gonna, you need to put it in your offer.
That's right,
And here, and Tara's in that school.
Yeah.
And she and I go back and forth on that, you know, and her thing is, you can't make a decision on commission until I see your offer. We'll pay 3% if it's a good offer. But if it's an offer that's discount, closing costs, prepaids, and the commission, yeah, we'll pay a commission 1%.
well, the offers that I see go back and forth, cause what I do. Is I see them go and I see the offer go back and it says from the buyer. And it says the offer will say 3%.
Yep.
And then I'll see it come back and I'll see some closing costs and I'll see like a home warranty and then I'll see the counter offer come back and I'll see a 2% and then I'll see a lower closing cost and then a no thing, and then I'll see the other counter go back and I'll see a 2.5 and a medium closing costs, and then everybody's happy. So it is a negotiation, just like anything else that I see.
And that's why I say that option 1 with the compensation agreement. Now, let's talk strategy. The reason option 1 with the cooperative compensation agreement is a better. And again, I can fight for either one of them, but in one instance, one of the things that's good about that, you're introducing the commission conversation and locking it down before you get into price. Right, before you get into price, discounts, closing costs, prepaids, you're locking them down on the 3%.
Right.
So that's a reason to go that route.
Right.
Right, as a representing a buyer, because then when you start all that negotiating.
Right.
They're not gonna come back. Now, here's the thing, could they still come back and say, we'll pay you 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
has it always been that way? Yeah. Did people do it? Not so much. Nobody wanted to be that agent, but man, having that compensation agreement locked down, it also means the seller, back to what Sherry said, the seller understands the rules of engagement. They understand how it's going to work. They understand they have agreed to pay 6%, and they're going to make basically 94% of whatever is negotiated. And that's why we do a net sheet. You guys have negotiated enough deals, right? Well, what am I gonna walk with? What am I gonna get? What do I get close? Well, let's figure it out, customer. And you go with it and everything. Need another $5,000. All right, well, let's go. And what do? You don't go after closing costs prepaids, because you know that's the driving force for these people to buy the house. What do? You counter back on price. And you counter back to 7,000, and then they peel you back to 5,000, and then you're right where you need to be, right? Every real estate agent read the same negotiating book. Read those books and you can see the future. I know this to be true. Anyway, that's it. Just, hey, keep bringing the questions, keep bringing the insight. Sorry, I went over my time a little bit.
You did better.
I just want to say something.
You can set time, it's up.
But it's negotiable.
Yeah.
So I can remember when we used to have our clients write a letter about how much they loved the house that they were buying and this and that. I've got an offer in where the agent wrote. My client has decided to back out on the, exercise their right of backing out on the offer. Unless your client is willing to do every repair and pay this month, this much down. For repairs we have not seen.
Okay. Oh my gosh, okay.
You
so-
put that into your client.
Yeah,
And it's like the first thing you're reading is, we're backing out. I mean, it just, who does that?
yeah. See, my answer to that question would be, write it up.
Yeah,
Write it up and sign it over. Because here's the thing, Mike, when they don't write it up,
what I did, but
I know you did. It's when they don't do that, guess what? They're not serious. They're not.
that was what came in right.
They're fishing.
That came right.
Okay.
And then the other one was an agent that, constantly, every time she called, well, you know, he can back out at any minute. He can back out anytime he wants to. Well, you know,
That sucked for you.
right.
Yeah. So
I just don't understand why agents are doing that. It's like,
a lot of it, Mike, is the anxiety of the market. It's the anxiety of, just the fear of the unknown, what's going on, right? Low inventory, interest rates, are they gonna move? Are they not gonna move? Am I going too early? Am I going too late? I mean, it's all those things,
I
right?
don't know. Who was this basket?
No, but
I
yeah.
don't know what it is. Okay, we have people, it's a line.
And then I just try to kind of be on there, you know, job is to keep just.
Yeah. Well done. I negotiated mine.
Yeah, that's it for me. I'm sorry.
We got, feel free to hang out. I mean, tell me, Carrie's gonna stay a little bit. We got Carrie over. Comes up next.
Oh, believe you don't, one second.
Everybody on Zoom, you're awesome, my man. It's time to get me.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
Always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure.
I sent you a text, do you have that listed did you have it listed in the houses there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's on Briar Hill Road. I'll send it to you.
I do have people that are very interested, so I started.
In a lot.
Without restriction, there is such a lot of.
Yeah, I don't know if any restriction. I don't see where. That was fine, you do our bowl class. Okay. I wish you'd have done our bowl.